Hello and welcome to Guy Free Working on Me, a woman's journey to self-awareness. This is a great moment in your life, a moment where you have decided to stop taking care of everyone else and to just start to take care of yourself. Stick with me through these podcasts and we are going to take the best rides of our lives. Listen up. Guy Free Working on Me is not meant to be a permanent lifestyle. It is meant to be a time in your life where you stop basing your worth, your happiness, and your self-esteem on having a man at your side. This is going to be an all-out redeciding of who you are, who you want to be, and what you feel inside. Are you ready? Let's go. Hello, I'm Shauna Hoffman. So ladies, today's podcast came out of a moment of my own self-awareness. It's been a tough 8 weeks as everyone is handling shelter at home during the COVID-19 virus. You may be listening to this a year from now, but regardless, I hope you hear the awareness I want to share with you today. As a therapist, I've been seeing clients virtually and by phone to help people make it through this time of fear, uncertainty, and massive change. Now, I'm not one that usually experiences anxiety or depression. I'm lucky in that regard. I've always thought that's what gives me the opportunity to be there as much as I can when my clients need me. These last 2 weeks, I thought was no different. I've been seeing clients virtually, sheltering at home. I've been hearing stories of anxiety and loss and lots of loneliness. Then the weirdest thing happened, and I mean weirdest. I got Lockjaw. Lockjaw. Truly, I'd heard of it before, but never known anyone to get it, and here I had it. Out of nowhere, my jaw would just lock, frozen, off to one side. The first time it happened, I freaked out, but with a little help from Google and the mighty force of YouTube videos, heat and ice, it would just pop back. But what the hell? Then, next thing I noticed, as I've become highly aware of my jaw all of a sudden, was that while I was editing my podcasts, I was clenching my jaw. Virtual health appointment with the doctor, and the question was asked, do you clench your jaw while you sleep? No, doc, I have never done that. Ha! Well, that was a lie. That same day, I woke up in the middle of the night and damned if I wasn't clenching my jaw like a vice. So, here I said to you that I usually never have anxiety, and here I am having some of the most bizarre symptoms that anxiety can give you. And leave it to me. I'm a therapist and I need to talk. I'm a podcaster and I need to record. I'm a freaking sheltered at home woman who loves to eat delicious meals and bam, I can't talk, I can't record, and I can't eat. You know, the brilliant Louise Hay would say there are always emotional or psychological issues associated with our ailments. I think my jaw was telling me to stop talking for a bit and check in with myself. It's kind of a flaw with all of us healers. You've heard the saying, physician, heal thyself. So here I am, podcast after podcast, years of helping others as a therapist, and I had forgotten to check in with myself. Okay, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I'm hoping to help you really, and I mean really, become self-aware. The ability to check in on yourself, be self-aware, listen to your moods and anxieties, and honor wherever you're at is something that will change your life. It will change how you get through the simplest challenges in life and the hardest challenges that you'll ever endure. I wanted to share it to normalize for you that everyone, even us therapists, go through tough times. Now, let's take a look at another most absolutely ridiculous part of trying to keep the anxiety away during a pandemic. When we have anxiety or fear, what do? We hold our breath. And remember what you're taught as the way out of a panic attack? Take a deep breath. Well, damn. In the time of COVID-19, the one thing that we're afraid to do is breathe. Breathing out around people and breathing in around people. So wouldn't you know that on the top of all that's going on in our world right now, that we're afraid to use the most natural form of healing, breath control. We're all afraid to breathe or we'll get sick. But right now, all we need to really do is breathe. Okay, if this is not a recipe for my lockjaw, nothing is. So This week, I decided to do all of the things I keep asking of you. I meditated, I sat in silence for a while, I took some time to check in on myself, honor myself, and listen to myself, and I realized what I needed. It's something that I've always turned to navigate times of feeling out of control or anxious or depressed. And it's simpler than you can imagine. It's right outside your window. It's nature. Yep, nature. When you can step out into the sunlight and look at a tree or flowers or the ocean or a bird flying by, it takes you out of anxiety because it brings you immediately into the present. And all of a sudden you want to breathe. And then the breath calms your racing heart and your mind and your soul. The concrete jungle is the world we have chosen to live in, but our spirit will always be soothed by nature. And nature reminds us to breathe deeply, and oh, it can be so beautiful. We can lose ourselves in it if we only allow ourselves to. I remember years ago when I was getting my master's degree. Okay, it was a long time ago. It was the last few weeks before my thesis was due and finals were coming. I was overwhelmed and I was anxious beyond belief. And then I realized that I'd not been outside in nature for months. I'd been glued to my books and my computer and up studying till all hours of the night. So I called up a friend and I said, "Can you please take me on a hike into the forest? I need balance. I need the mountains and the trees and the sounds of birds and the smells of everything natural and real around me." That day regenerated me. I was clearer and more focused after that, and I felt like a human again instead of a computer being programmed by my own hard work. My brain stopped for a bit, and I breathed back in the world that I love. It was like I'd never seen nature before. I just wanted to touch every leaf as I walked by it, smiling the most ridiculous, huge smile. And okay, I have to admit, I really pissed off my friend whom I was hiking with because he was sure I was flicking the ticks on him the whole way. And when he said that, I cracked up. Wow, nature and laughter. Ain't that the best therapy in the world? Today I'm recording this podcast as I sit on my boat in the Santa Barbara Harbor. No clients, no talking. This day is for me. For me to remember that everything I share with all of you, I need to do for myself. My body was sending me a message. When my jaw would go out, it would stick way off to one side. Really, I look like a cartoon character. But again, Louise Hay would say, "Looks like you're way out of balance." And I was. So now I offer this thought to you. When you're anxious or depressed or tired or bitchy, ask yourself, is there something that you're not seeing? Something inside you that is begging for your attention? If you truly become aware for just a few minutes, could it be that there's something out of balance in your life? Are you working so hard and not having any time to play? Or are you locked inside so much and you need some fresh air? Are you sedentary and your body needs to move? Are you so outer focused that you've not taken any time to be inner focused? Are you missing a spiritual connection? Are you craving an intellectual stimulation or maybe a creative outlet? Or do you just miss being with people? If you took just 5 minutes in silence today and did an emotional and physical and spiritual check-in, what would you find? Okay, take a deep breath. Close your eyes. Check in with your heart right now. If you need to pause me, do it. Now, ask yourself, if there's one thing you could do today to balance you, what would it be? Just one thing. Is it nature? If you took a walk in nature today, could it and would it change you? If you went out tonight and tried to see the stars, would you find yourself breathing easier? Now, breathe again. Let's inhale until we fill our heart, and then let's exhale and let it all go. Join me. Ready? Take a breath in. And exhale. Gorgeous souls, I really want you to find some time outside this week. I want you to see and feel how that changes you. Just 5 minutes if you can, or even better, hours. Okay, now I'm going to listen to my jaw. I'm going to make this podcast much shorter than usual. I'm going to go sit on my boat with my dogs and feel the wind and watch the birds. If I knew your name, I'd be saying it right now. I'd be telling you to be good to yourself. Listen to your body and your heart. I would tell you to take a deep breath and look at the sky. Then listen closely and see if you can hear the birds singing. I thank you for joining me today on this extra short but very needed podcast. And ladies, I look forward to popping into your lives again next week. Thank you for joining me today on the Guy Free Podcast. My hope is that you leave this podcast inspired, fired up, and ready to take that next step on the magical journey of self-awareness. And then you come back and join us again. Oh, and if you can do me a quick favor, please leave me a 5-star review over on iTunes. I gain so much from reading the reviews and getting feedback from my listeners. Each week, I'm going to choose one special person who's left me a review to win my book, Guy Free Working on Me. That was the book that started it all. Make sure you add your name to the review, and I'll reach out to you if you're the winner. Thanks again for spending your time with me today. Be sure to visit me on the Guy Free Working on Me Facebook page and on workingonme.com for past episodes and insight into the fabulous journey to you.